Hello everyone, welcome to Plugged Thoughts. This is a little series I'm starting, which essentially is just talking about different styles of blade plugs and, you know, what they look like in the saber, out of the saber, illuminated, not illuminated, and my overall thoughts on them. So, today, we have the only blade plug I own currently, the Ultrasabers standard blade plug. All these dents are obviously from the blade retention screw. I try and tighten it tight as possible, but not too tight. But yeah, this is just something that naturally happens, at least I hope. Just little marks from the Allen screw. Pay no attention to that. Anyways, one interesting thing about this plug compared to all the other plugs is that the type of plastic that's used, or whatever material this is, it's very thick to be plastic, but it could be. Essentially, most blade plugs, this material right here, is usually frosted, like kind of white frosty, but this one you can see is completely transparent. I mean, if you look through, you can clearly see my little squished fingers in there. So that is very weird that this is, you know, not frosted. It's one of the only blade plugs that I know of that is not frosted. As far as the plug design itself, well, it is fairly basic. You just have this plate of metal, essentially, and then this little ring around it is what's going to be illuminated once the saber is on. And it is very simple design. So, yeah, the standard blade plug is pretty standard, surprisingly not. Now, you may think, well, that's a dumb blade plug and I want something better, but for a standard blade plug, it is pretty good. I have my Ultrasabers Liberator here, and I'm gonna zoom out real quick so you can see better. I'm going to put the plug in and going to line that up. So this is what it looks like inside the saber, not illuminated. And it honestly looks like a lightsaber. Honestly, when I first got this, I'm like, well, that's gonna look dumb. But no, it actually looks, and it matches this specific design pretty well because it's a simple saber. So a simple blade plug does very nicely. And yeah, now let's illuminate it and see what that looks like. Ooh, nice. I think the blade plug also really complements the windows in the emitter on this particular saber. But yeah, like I mentioned before, that ring is what is illuminated, and honestly, it doesn't look half bad. Yeah, overall, this blade plug is very effective in its pluggage job. I cannot believe I just said that. So yeah, what are my final plugged thoughts on this plug? Well, for starters, blade plug, it's pretty good. Obviously, it's not the best you can get, but you know, most blade plugs, they don't let a lot of light out at one time. So this one honestly lets out quite a bit of light, and it looks more elegant than most blade plugs, because I think a lot of blade plugs, they'll have little tiny holes in the blade plug, and that's what's illuminated, but this is a solid ring of light, which is really neat and kind of unique in how it works. So yeah, final thoughts, it could be better, but honestly, for what the price, it's like $9 I think, where most blade plugs are like $15. It's not bad. Not bad at all.